All of Us Are Dead Season 2 Gwi-Nam Theories Explained. A villain that is worse than zombies trying to get you. Yep, that was Gwi-Nam. I thought I'd explain some theories about his inclusion in Season 2. So here is All of Us Are Dead Season 2 Gwi-Nam Theories Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. Gwi-Nam was the villain throughout the entirety of the first season of the show, and the character was actually quite petrifying. From the moment he appeared in the opening scene of the show, we knew just how cruel he was. All throughout avoiding the zombies, he was quite casually doing all he could to survive, even if that was baiting other people in order for his survival. He was bad before being bitten, let alone after being bitten by a zombie, contracting the virus and essentially becoming what looked like indestructible. In Season 1, we saw Cheong-san finally get the better of him in the first act, and he pushed him into the zombies after being chased. And this was then when it was revealed to us, the audience, that he's in fact immune to the bite of a zombie. And he's a Hambie, which is a half zombie, half human. For the rest of the season, he was hunting down the group and eating and killing anything in his sight, until he finally got his hands on Cheong-san in episode 11. What followed was an incredible fight scene where we saw Cheong-san drag him into the flames and led us to believe that he was killed along with Cheong-san. So this then led to the theory of what if Gwi-Nam actually survived the bombing that took place. We see after the devastation and destruction has occurred that there was the name tag that Onjo left Cheong-san to show that she loved him amongst all of the dust and devastation that was now in the environment. That could symbolize that Cheong-san didn't make it out of the flames and devastation. And as we saw nothing left behind that represented Gwi-Nam, it means that he could have potentially managed to make it out of this situation alive. We've seen just how powerful the zombies are, and how even more powerful the Hambies are. Gwi-Nam went through a lot of damage in this season, from having his eye gouged out, to falling off of buildings, to being hit by anything and everything, and even being impaled by a spike. We've seen that he can pretty much survive anything. There wasn't anything that seemed to hurt him that much or be any cause for concern. There was nothing that would really lead us to think that he was weak or had a specific weakness. Being bitten allowed him to have enhanced strength, immense damage retention, enhanced hearing, vision and smell, so there's nothing saying that there wasn't anything that could cause him to survive extreme temperatures and heat when exposed to it. That was the first time a situation like that occurred. Stranger things did happen in the show that we watched. If this is the case, it would have probably meant that Cheong-san would have survived as well, as he's likely also a Hambie, and they both would have had to have continued their fight amongst the ashes, or they both would have escaped in their own accord. We saw in the final episode that Namra had been managing to survive and live on the other side of the wall with the other Hambies that had run away before the explosion, so it does show that some of them did manage to survive the attack. As we've seen that Namra managed to survive 4 months and 17 days, there's a strong possibility that Gwi-Nam could have also been able to do the same. Whether that would have been on his own, or he could have stumbled across some other Hambies in the nearby surroundings. We've seen just how much of an I don't care about anyone or anything attitude that he has, and he's extremely manipulative, so he could quite easily manipulate others into doing what he wants, or take down somebody that was leading a community in order for him to be in charge. This would mean that in Season 2, there could potentially be Namra and Cheong-san fronting up a community of Hambies that want to use their enhanced abilities for good. But we could also have Gwi-Nam leading another group of Hambies that are prepared to cause as much damage as possible. We saw just how much Gwi-Nam wanted revenge in Season 1, and I imagine his appetite for it has only grown stronger since the bombing took place. I personally think that there could be a strong chance that he could return in the second season of the show. I really can't wait to see if this character does make a return. He was a great inclusion of the show and, like I said at the start, was a villain that was more evil than a zombie. Do you think Gwi-Nam will return? Leave a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.